destroy our brethren in that hole.
Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be Best and Soma here on Polypoid, another RJB replay. It's going to be a Patreon cast. For those of you who support me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month, I appreciate you and love you. And if you're watching this the week of April the 18th, 2024, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it every single month. And if you're watching this on YouTube in, like, I don't know, May 2024 or something, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 6 times a week with Brood War content. Top right, it's going to be Soma. And in the top left, it's going to be Best, one of the better Protoss players in the world. We'll see how he handles Soma here today. Alright, man. Tear the Overlord Scout in the right direction, which is really nice. Getting Overlord Scout off on your opponent on a 4-player map like this first, it really saves the day, man. Keeps you from having to send a drone out to check for proxies or check for 2-gate openings. If Terry does his job correctly, then everything is happy, happy, happy times. Gate opening, which intends going to be some pressure here out of Best. And he's going to go ahead and probe scout the correct place too. Yes, he is. He's scouting the correct way too. That's really nice for someone who goes gate first. You want to know where to send those zealots. And in this situation, you want to send them to the top right. Okay, so Stork's watching and Light is watching. And there we go. Soma gets that glimpse of what's going on here. Can he be seen? No, now he can. It doesn't matter, though. Right. Probe saw what's going on. No reason to hide the fact there's an Overlord coming from that direction because the probe scouted the right way first. I am pretty sure that Soma would have maybe turned the Overlord around once he saw the gateway if there wasn't already a probe in his natural pace. Definitely the case. So checking for no gas. Says, okay, this isn't going to be super fast speedlings or anything. I feel pretty good about my zealots here. But of course, Soma knows that zealots are coming because he saw the gate first in the wall. So slowlings are going to chase this probe for all time and not really get anything there. Is that still going home? Is he waiting for a friend? Perhaps, before he goes over there. Maybe? They're just hanging out. They're just being buds out here on Polypoid. Hey, what's up, Bob? Hey, Joe. How's the week been treating you? You know. Just did a lot of training in that gateway. They gave me these Psy Blades to put on my hands, and everything's looking cool. So third base from Soma before gas. So it's going to be slowlings to deal with this zealot pressure. I kind of love it. It's gutsy. I mean, who needs speed to take down zealots? It's not like having speed helps anyway. Getting us around on a zealot with lings, even if they're zippy, is difficult to do. Third hatch doing third hatchy things. Oh, look at this. Juking! Look at Best juke this probe. With the best of them, dude. That is so cool. A lesser player would have definitely lost that probe by now, but Best is keeping an eye on it, controlling it like a boss. Overlord says, still no Cybercore, huh? Keep making zealots, not making any dragoons. You're just like skipping Cybercore? He comes on in. Sees a big old probe transfer down to the natural, sees the Nexus, sees the Cybercore. Okay. He's like, you're not skipping Cybercore because that would be insane. Who would do that? Nobody. Not even Best. Best is, you know, creative for sure. Oh, and he lost his probe. Rest in pieces, probe. Rescue en pace. Hydraden. No Spire. First 100 gas goes to Hydralisks. The second 100 goes to Metabolic Boost. The third 100 goes to Muscular Augments. And a Stargate gets fired up here from Best. So the opening is good against zealots. Just, you know, a bunch of slowlings out on the map, keeping an eye on what's going on. This Overlord seeing exactly how many zealots pop out of this gateway has been worth its weight in gold or in Vespine gas, or however you want to say it. This Overlord too. Seeing the Stargate, I mean, he knows it's a Stargate. He's not going to be like, ah, a Stargate. No. So the Lings have speed now. They've been all over the map. You know, they're not going to get any damage done over here, not with the cannon and zealots in that wall. So they're running around checking for weird proxies and stuff. They don't see anything, and there's not going to be anything, so they're just going to kind of gather together, scout to make sure they didn't miss anything, and maybe go for a fourth base. Corsair production has happened. Hydras are on the way, 8 of them, in fact. This feels a little Hydraling busty to me. Let's see if Best can hold this off or not. Soma, one of the more dangerous Zerg players in the world at this, but I mean, you can't get to this level in StarCraft without being good at a Hydra bust every once in a while against a Protoss opponent. Sometimes the Protoss can see it coming and still die to it. That's how good a Hydra bust is. So if you don't have that strategy in your back pocket, I just don't know that you make it all the way to, you know, top 10 players on Earth, which is what Soma is. Is he? Where are my ELO rankings, RJB? Oh, he does post them in the Brood War channel on my Discord server every week or so. I don't remember where Soma particularly was, though, but whatevs. Like I said, Hydra bust. But, I mean, well, I guess, actually, hold on. These aren't speed lots. Gateway dies, do canceling. If you go after that forge, the Zealots will engage. Without a doubt, they will engage. I think you can punch up a little bit more and get that forge, even without thus. No, Soma knows more than I do. He would try to skitch up a little bit more here if he knew he could do it without taking cannon hits, but he knows he can't. There you go. Zealot Legs is on the way. Hydra range kicks in. And this upgrade is in an immense amount of trouble. He just lets it die. Jess isn't even going to try for it. Okay, so Soma's ahead. Going to give this a really solid check-in here at 7 minutes and say that Soma's way ahead. Canceling that upgrade, getting rid of the entire forge, killing that gateway too. He is not any supply blocks best. He hasn't lost. I don't know if he's lost an Overlord yet. There have been a couple Hydras left back at home to protect these Slowbos, and it's really hard to get an Overlord kill, and there's a Hydra parked under it. Best is like stupid, overpowered Hydras. Can't deal with them without tier 3 technology with Storm or Reavers or something, or a lot of speed lots, which is probably tier 3 technology, right? You gotta go Gateway, Cybercore, Citadel, and then an upgrade? Maybe 2.5 tier, and then Templar Archives gives you tier 3. I don't know. I'm not super clear on how the tiers work sometimes. Anyway, look who's getting a lair at 7 minutes and 45 seconds. And this is an RJB replay, in case you were wondering. You probably weren't, because you're just assuming at this point. But check him out, youtube.com/@RJB_TV. You can support him on YouTube. You can support me on YouTube by clicking the join button down below, becoming a member of the channel, which is pretty rad if you just like being on YouTube all the time. It's a good option if you want to support the channel. Obviously, patreon.com/Falcon Paladin is a place to go for support. Is at least $1 a month. And then PayPal is a good option too for one-time donations. We've had people toss those up every once in a while. They don't want the monthly recurring subscription pledge type thing. Can't blame them for it. A lot of places are going for that model. If you just want to be like, here's $5, Falcon, or here's $1, go into paypal.com and doing falconpaladin@gmail.com for a one-time donation. You just never, ever have to worry about it again. A lot of people have been doing that over the last couple months too, and I appreciate all their support. So, all right, what do we got here? It's just a million Hydras. Lurkers are on the way. Storm is coming in. The DT is in production and popping out now. Oh, we just Dark Archon this sucker. All right, cool. 2 DTs it was. Into a DA. Macro hatch. Okay, now the name of the game for Falcon is Soma gonna get a hive in the next, let's say, 5 minutes? I'd like to see him get a hive in the next 5 minutes. Maybe we'll give him 6 minutes. We'll give him until the 17-minute mark, okay? To have a hive. And if he doesn't, I'm gonna worry about his future. Because guess who's not dilly-dallying? Guess who's not skipping tier 3 stuff? Guess who has Storm at 9 minutes? Guess who has Maelstrom at the 10-minute mark here? Yeah, Best does. Guess how hard it is to defeat a Protoss when they've got tier 3 Storm and Maelstrom with your little Hydra Lurkerling stuff. It's hard, but man, Zerg players have big egos, and they think they can do it. They're, like, every Zerg player believes they can do it. I'm not sure that I've cast a single Zerg who hasn't tried this at some point on my channel anyway, which means they've tried it elsewhere 100,000 times, right? Just Hydras are fast, Lings are fast. It feels good to control a Hydra Ling Lurker army, right? It does. But Protoss has been given the very specific tools to deal with it. Is this a hard wall or something? What are these Zealots pulling back for? Okay, I guess there are some Lurker. So Lurker Hydra, fine. Good Sim City, too. Not even a Sunken, though. I mean, this has been a very sunken-less open for Soma, and there have definitely been games I've cast where the Zerg's been immediately punished for that. A couple games in ASL, too. The mini Soul Key series from ASL 17. Yeah, there was a game where Soul Key's like, I don't need any Sunkens, and Mini's like, okay, and then he just, like, kills the third base, and then it's pretty much over at that point, right? Yeah, it's pretty much over at that point. So, alright, get some Sunkens, or if you want to just gamble with your life here, which is exactly what's happening, no Sunkens. Macro hatches instead, which, in fairness, do provide a lot of value, right? I'll never say no to a macro hatch. But by golly, one Sunken here and one Sunken, like, here would be just fantastic. It would really shut down a lot of this Zealot stuff. Not that the Zealot stuff's getting any damage, mind you. Third base, warping in. It's a minerals-only base. Not a great thing if you're trying to make a lot of things like High Templar or, I don't know, Reavers. Ugh, it is a Queen's Nest. Okay, good. Okay, good. So Soma's decided this is good for mid-game, but, you know, let's get all up into that tier 3 eventually. Okay, so Falcon breathes a sigh of relief. This is still a tenuous position for the Zerg player because Best is like, he's just done. He's got everything he wants, I guess, except Reavers, so he's not entirely done. But he's got a buttload of 1/1 Dragoons and Zealots and stuff against +1 Hydras. We give the Lings any attack upgrades today? No. Shut up. There's one on the way, Falcon. But yeah, there's Hive coming in at 12 minutes. So yeah, if you took the under on that 17-minute mark bet, you won. Good job. You won money here today on the Falcon Paladin cast. That's not really how that works. Hey, put a Sunken at his 4th base, minerals only. That's cool. Really surprised that 4th base isn't down here. I think Best is also surprised. This drone's like, wait. I would like to expand down here, but there's a single Zealot that says no. Stormo! Yeah, that's not enough Hydras to deal with this, even if there isn't any Storm. This was just Zealot Dragoon. These Hydras would be dead. So get out of here, guys. Don't be silly. I don't know where you're trying to go. There you go. Yeah, taking a hard left there seems like it makes sense. Someone says, if your entire army is chasing that little group, what if we... Oh my gosh, there's nothing here at the 3rd? There's not a single High Templar at this... Okay, well... There are 2 cannons, which barely matters at all. Alright, Best is in all of the trouble here. Why would you not leave something behind? Ooh, little Maelstrom. Maelstrom on like 6 Zerglings. It's cute. They're probably going to die anyway, mind you, but sure, good Maelstrom. So the fact the 3rd base died sucks, but the 4th base is warping in, and that counts for something. Greenal's on the way too. Dude, Soma is just doing all the things Falcon wants today. Getting a Defiler Mound, sub 14 minutes. He's got a Adrenal on the way, sub 14 minutes. All right. All right, all right. I'm on board. Best says I must get some equivalent damage. Got to move across the map here. Find something. I killed an Overlord. Good enough. Time to go home. I don't think that's good enough, Best. I like you're replacing your 3rd immediately. I like your 4th base is done. I like you're at 50 probes. And I like that you made Soma take his 4th base at this minerals only location. It's going to slow down all the gas stuff he wants to do. So yeah, this is the time of the game without Dark Swarm where Dragoons are king. They can pick off Lurkers. They're missing some shots because of the high ground situation here. Good snipe on the Obs though. Dude, that Ob snipe was killer. Best has to fall back from a position he could have broken if he kept his Obs alive. I like these guys. Flank! It's like, oh, you're outnumbered like 3-1. Maybe not the best flank I've ever seen. More Dark Templar on the way. I don't know if that's intended to be more Dark Archons or if they're actually going to be DTs. Yeah, man. So Soma's got consumed. Just kidding. Consume's almost done. Just Best has not been able to really do any damage to Soma today. He hasn't crushed an entire Zerg army. He hasn't wiped out a base. He's... okay, he's going to kill this base. Because there's a new obs. Hooray! By that I mean he's not going to kill that base because he's worried about getting flanked by 12 lurkers and like 12 cracklings, which they do have Adrenal, and all of a 1 attack, which is pretty much all you can ask for at 15 minutes here in a macro game in a ZDP. Okay, but the counter attack. It's almost like he moved out again. Let's get him. These DTs are like, we got this, but then overlords show up. Yeah, man. I mean, this is... why would you leave your base alone like this? Best needs to stop doing that. And then who he does leave on the other side of the map gets wiped out by lurkers and cracklings. All right, so Soma's got this game, I want to say, in the bag. I'm looking at it here at 15 minutes. It's a 3-basin Protoss. Soma miraculously holds on to this base because Best just didn't want to kill it. I don't know. I guess he got back in home, or got back home in time to save this 3rd base, which is nice, but also it might just die. Oh, he didn't bring any overlords with you, did you? Nope, not this time. Once again, the whole army's like, there were 4 Hydras there, pull back. I don't even know. Best is just... he's having a hard time sending appropriate forces to respond to appropriate threats. Right? It's something you got to deal with in StarCraft. It's hard to figure out. I really struggle with it for sure, but... all right, man. Storming the top of that ramp. Crackling jumping in here anyways. Oh my gosh, they're targeting down High Templar. Plague! Giant Plague. Catching a bunch of those gateway units. That hurts. That hurts immensely. Soma's only at 145 supply with a 150, but he doesn't care. Second Plague, go. Yes. I think he plagued some stuff that's already plagued. Could be worse. Could plague nothing. Hard to plague nothing, though. Yeah, High Templar down. High Templar somehow makes it out of this battle. My gosh, with all of 5 HP. Oh, no, he dies at the very last second. Bummer. Bummer for that HT. Soma expanding down south. A single Corsair sees what's going on, and expanding up north is Best. So Best, you know, back to 4 bases. Got a 5th base warping in at the 12 o'clock. Could be worse. Right? Plague. Hasn't lost an entire army yet. But as plagues keep coming down over and over again, the upgrades on the Lings get better. Especially, it's just going to be harder and harder. They're not getting 3-3. Okay, storming down a couple of those lurkers. Look, some PvZs, it feels like the Protoss is unstoppable, right? Like the Zerg player just can't deal with the Protoss at all. And some PvZs, it looks like the Zerg just can't be cracked, right? Sometimes that happens, like this one. I'm just looking at this game. If Best is able to crack Soma in this match, I'm going to be surprised. Another good Plague. It's just because Soma did all the things I wanted him to do. All the things a Zerg player wants another Zerg player to do. Just checked it off right down the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, bam, we're here. That's it. This is all we want. I mean, Ultras might be kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, if Soma gets this base, he's going to have a bunch of excess gas. Might go for Ultras. Honestly, a just big ball of mutas to pick off these High Templar would be a big, big, solid tech switch out of Soma here. But I don't know that it has a Spire. I'm not sure that's on his mind at all. Obviously, he's considering it as an option because he's a great player, but there's the Dark Swarm. All right, Zealots get on all in there, but Zealots inside Dark Swarm with Cracklings is not something they want. And then the Storms come in and the Zealots all die, but hey, the Lings got wiped out too. That's nice, right? Oh, look at this, just checking these bases. Lings checking this base, Lings checking this base. Just making sure Best isn't trying to naked expand somewhere. Best keeps taking plagues. Dying to lurkers. Holy smokes, that Dragoon's alive with 2 hit points. He's alive. He's alive. 62 workers for Soma. 65 is that magical number where they can just swarm and swarm and swarm and swarm. And if they've got Plague too, Good night, nurse. Great storms. Isn't it just funny sometimes, though? Like, you can watch a PvZ, and sometimes the storms seem like they're impossible for the Zerg to deal with, and sometimes they feel like it's an okay thing for the Zerg to deal with, right? Same with the Lurkers. In some games, Lurkers don't seem like a big deal to Protoss, and in other games, they seem like the biggest deal to Protoss. Just depends on the game state. Depends on how many units are out for each player, what their upgrades are, how many bases they've got, how big their army is, right? All that stuff comes into play. And just reading the situation. There's another nice play. It just... no. I'm not saying Best can't win this, but I'd really like to see him fire up some Reavers here. Just a couple Reavers and Shuttles would be incredible. But yeah, look at this. Soma's just like, I do not care about Storm. I am not dodging. I am not splitting. I am just moving into this, and I don't care how many of my units die because I have 67 drones. And you know what? He's not wrong to do that. He's really not. Greenlings have... That's a great storm. It is 3/2 Hydras. The Lings do not have +3 attack. No, but they're going to get that +3 Carapace that's on the way. Yeah, and Soma, unconcerned, right? That was a sloppy attack. No storm dodging, no flanking, no anything. No Dark Swarm, no Plague. I guess there was Plague prior to the attack, but this is a Zerg player that doesn't care. This is a Zerg player that's like, whatevs, man. Okay, does a little bit of storm dodging there. Like, well, maybe I just don't want to lose everything immediately. Try to snipe down one of those Archons. A little bit too much HP on this Archon to go down. But this is just going to be waves and waves of Zerg over and over being tossed at the Protoss while he continues to expand. Get more drones, 73 drones. Maybe going to expand down here. Why not? Best can't get out. Best is not making it to the 6 o'clock position on this map. There's no way. This Corsair says, oh, I am in trouble. This is a lot of bases for Soma. And he, yes, it is a lot of bases for Soma. Reaver Tech, Reaver Tech, Reaver Tech would be super good. Another Plague on a Defiler. Who dies for his, I don't know. Dies for getting a Plague off, I guess. I mean, the upgrades are good. I'm not going to say Best is falling down on that. He's got 3/2/2 upgrades for all of his ground units. And +3 melee attacks on the way. So there's going to be fully upgraded Lings and Hydras in the next couple minutes here. With Lurker support, with Defiler support. Oh, okay. Hang on. Here he comes. Here comes Best. A lot of Soma's armies on the other side of the map here. Best says, I'm tired of not being able to break this area. Let's do it. Storming all of the things. There's just not a lot left here for the Zerg. But guess what the Zerg is doing? Making more stuff all the time. 72 drones means you can make 1,000,000 Hydras and 1,000,000 Lings. And, I mean, it looks bad, but trust me when I say this is going to end up with his entire army of Best dying. He traded his entire army, effectively, to wipe out this third base of Soma's that I'm not sure Soma gives all that much care about right now. Right? Right, look at Soma. Unconcerned. Plaguing the stuff, eating some storms. That Archon blut. That Archon also gonna blut here. Ooh, storm though. Some more Zealots showed up, adding a little bit more meat to this army, but Soma is holding. He's holding. This is what he's doing. Man, there are still storms available. All right, this is the best has looked in this game so far. But yeah, like I said, everybody that showed up to this attack died except for maybe a couple Protoss units. Soma's got more economy. He's more easily able to refresh and replenish and remax. And that was it. So, I mean, that was a ton of stuff lost for Best in order to kill a base that I'm not even sure that Soma's going to bother retaking. I'm not sure he's going to do it. He's already got the 6 o'clock up and rolling. This has a gas geyser at it. It's so much better. And here we go. Very zealot heavy comp. Plagues are going to be good here. Lurkers and lings are going to be good here. I'm going to get a good plague off. I don't know. I don't really see any defilers in here. Hold on a second. Where are the defilers? Best. Just kind of macros up on stuff that's really strong if there aren't any plagues available. And getting into the natural phase. This attack has been going on for a while now. Hey, defilers popped out. But don't have enough energy immediately to do anything. No one got up into the main. Yeah, that's it. Best has got to fall back. He's got a whole lot of speed locks. 3/2/2 upgrades on those guys still. Working on a 3/3/3 man. He's getting plasma shields level 3 today, which is not an upgrade you see very much at all. Ooh, here comes a drop attempt. Hydra, see it coming. Shuttle dies. DTs die. A couple drones go down. Oh, there's a High Templar here. What? Where did he come from? He doesn't have any kills. Ah, see, attack down to the 6 o'clock. Guess what? Million lurkers. No, say the zealots, and they fall back. So, 63 drones now. It's not as good as it was when it was 73 for sure. Oh my gosh. High Templar, man. The highest of Templar. Yeah, I mean, this is Ops gets sniped. More, this is very zealot heavy from Best, which I feel like is doable. I feel like it's conquerable. And it is, because again, Soma's at 64 drones. 65 is the magic number. He's close enough to it. Best is on full retreat now. 14 kill Archon with all of 20 HP. Not having a good time. Look at that. Soma's just like, whatever, man. I don't have a lot of stuff, but the stuff I have, we're going to make it work. Does Link pick off a Zealot? Absolutely insane. Insane. Just more Zealots and High Templar and Archons that's going to be the play here. It's an interesting strategy from Best. I just don't think it's going to work. Like, he needs more splash damage than that. I know, like, the Storm is good. Storm continues to come on in here, but are we out of it now? I don't even know. Lurker Hider getting some work done. Zealots do win this battle to the south. Ling's jumping on top of High Templar. Golly, another High Templar getting sniped. Archon pops out. Blah, explodes to fully upgraded Cracklings and fully upgraded Hydras. And like I said, it was a good effort here from Best. He's down 150 to 100 supply. Full upgrades for these Zealots is good, but it's just Zerg is better here. More income, more ability to replace losses. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. God, is this Overlord just like following this army? He's like, I don't really have any Dragoons. You don't want to waste any storms on an Overlord, so I think I'm safe to just kind of park over here. That's not good for Protoss fans. Not at all. Plague Storm. Battle of the Spellcasters. Man, Best has really just decided that he's going to win this thing without any Dragoons at all. And you know, maybe if he added some Reavers into the mix here, it'd go better for him. Like, sure, skip Dragoons. Go Zealot, High Templar, Archon, Reaver. This is scrappy, but I just keep looking at that top right number and saying, not scrappy enough for Best, I'm afraid. Not scrappy enough. Best, no bank whatsoever. Soma is sitting on about a 300 mineral bank, but he's not maxed out, so it's not actually that advantageous to have that bank, right? Spend your money. Spend it as much as you can. I mean, attacking up here to this completely mined out base is sort of a dumb idea. Not a huge fan of it. This base just has no High Templar at it at all. This might be the death knell. Coming in from the top side, coming in from the bottom side. Taking off reinforcements. Really, really wants to take down this mined out base. Maybe for a symbolic victory for Soma. I don't even know what's going on, but hey, he did it. He wiped this base out, I guess. No, he doesn't have the Nexus yet. It doesn't count. More lings, more hiders being produced here. Any more defilers? I don't know. Bess is just, he's chilling like a villain. He's trying to move out again. We have a big number here, 128 supply to 164. Plague up. Catching a good number of those zealots. That was a good plague. But yeah, honestly, send over like 12 lings to kill this base. And there's no High Templar at that base either. Oh my gosh, the plagues are so good! The plagues are so good! Ah, money. Money. Best taps out, and Soma is our winner. In 31 minutes and 8 seconds. Yeah. That was amazing. I mean, that was an absolutely fantastic showing there. Like, just Soma was so good from the top to the bottom. It's very much one of the better ZVPs I've ever cast in a very long time. He just handled the zealots with slowlings, did not get any sunkens at his second and third base, and just went up to 4 base and then 5 base, and then got a hive and adrenal and upgrades and plagues everywhere and dark swarm when it was necessary, and Best just couldn't handle it at any point. At any point. The biggest moment for Best was killing this base and a macro hatch, which is not bad, but I mean, again, Soma never tried to retake this base. He was happier with these guys down here and taking the 6 o'clock than he was trying to go for this stuff. So yeah, I think some storm drops would have really helped Best a lot. I think getting Reavers would have been pretty useful too. And that was awesome. That was a fantastic ZVP. I mean, I feel like there's nothing else to talk about here because we talked about what was happening from the start to the finish in a way that I don't know. I don't always have a complete grasp on what the game is doing the entire time, but my gosh, I did have it here, didn't I? Maybe I'm getting better at this. I don't know. 308,000 points to 309,000 points. More points for the Zerg, out producing by 1,400 in total units here for Soma, getting out killed by a 3-to-1. But I don't know. That's a pretty big kill-death ratio. Resources are going to be the biggest play here today, too. 16-6 buildings raised, but outspending by 16,400 resources in 31 minutes is going to get the job done. So GG, man. I mean, that was cool. That was really, really good. All right, so GG for a Patreon games. Soma comes out on top, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. And you take care of yourself.